Hey there, everybody. This is Ken with Covenant Gaming, and welcome to our next episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Today, we are going to be really getting into running jobs now. With our previous episode, we picked up our first truck. We ran it through its paces. We decided we like it very much, or at least I decided I like it very much. But today, we're going to start exploring and earning money. We're working towards our next goal of buying another truck and hiring our first driver. But in the meantime, we're going to be running lots of jobs. And those jobs are going to be involving uncovering cities, looking at viewpoints, taking pictures, all kinds of stuff. Anyone who's familiar with my videos knows, and with this series knows that as I visit different locations, I try to dig up all the interesting stories and kind of interesting little facts that I can dig up about the places. So I think you'll find that today we've got some really good ones. Today is actually, I found today to be very amusing. We've got several really nice ones. I'm not going to spoil any of them. You got to stick around and watch to the end to catch them all. So in the meantime, we're going to jump in here and we're going to get moving. If you're interested in the job we're running, we are delivering a load of potatoes, and it's a pretty nice looking trailer. A load of potatoes from Erfurt to Bremen. And we'll be passing through Hanover and Kassel on our way up north. We don't have much to say about Erfurt. We talked about it last episode, and it was kind of a bummer. It was a little disappointing that this town is supposed to have a really nice old city in the middle with a lot of preserved medieval buildings that you can visit. And then it's surrounded by the modern town, which is what we're looking at right here. And I was hoping that once we got here, we could see that medieval city, but nope, it's just the modern buildings, which were kind of a bummer to look at. But, you know, hey, it's okay. No big deal. We will make up for it in the cities to come. So I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves a little bit further down the road, and then we can catch up a little bit on progression with the channel and everything that's going on. See you in a few minutes. All right, we are out of the city and onto the highway moving. So let's go ahead and start with a little bit of catch up on the channel itself. Things are continuing to progress well. We hit a nice milestone today, which was nice. So when I had taken the break from the videos I was doing, we better go over here. Hold on. Let's make sure I don't hit anything. Yeah, when I took my break from the videos I made at the beginning and before I came back, when I came back about a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago or so, I had 74 subscribers that I had managed to get the first shot. So today we just hit 175. So I managed to add another 100 subscribers in. It was actually a pretty short amount of time compared to that first 74. That first 74 took several months of work in order to get, and this other next 100 or so came in 3 weeks, give or take, which was fantastic. It was definitely under a month. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm hoping to, you know, that big goal is, I guess 250 is a nice little small goal, but 500 is the real goal I'm trying to hit. I'm looking forward to seeing how quick we can get there. So that was good. People continue to comment and like and get into conversations, which I enjoy. I'm loving all the comments that you guys are giving, the encouragement. It's very nice. It's keeping me moving. You know what? That's an awesome looking trailer. Colica. What is that, like Kool-Aid? Is that like the European Kool-Aid? That's pretty cool looking. I like it. Although, well, no, because that's got a flammable sign on it. So unless Kool-Aid is flammable over here in Europe, I don't think that's what it is. It's not Kool-Aid. So whatever. Kool-Aid gasoline. Anyway, yeah, so things are going well on the channel. As I'd said before, I'm actually in the process now of recording several videos in a row. I'm trying to get one more after this done before I leave in a couple of days for vacation. My wife and I are going up to Toronto for the 4th of July weekend, and I want to be able to keep a schedule. I don't want to have to miss videos coming out just because I'm away. So this is the video that's coming out on Thursday right now, and then after that I will be making the Monday video after that. And so things seem to be going well. Other than that, we just keep on trucking. Hope that things keep succeeding. You guys let me know what you like. Tell me what you don't like. That's actually really important, knowing what you don't like. Otherwise, I just have to kind of try stuff and see what's being responded to and what's not. Other than that, yeah, things are great. So let's go ahead and keep on down this road. We are going to be into Kassel in a little while. When we get closer to there, I will jump back in and we can start talking about that town. That town actually has got a great little story behind it. I'll see you soon. All right, we are arriving in Kassel, and I am already much more impressed than I was at Erfurt. This place is amazing looking. We've got lots and lots of look at that. Lots of beautiful buildings around here, things to see. Yeah, this is great. This is what I love about this game. I love the well-designed cities, and it's just beautiful. So, what did I learn about Kassel that was so interesting? And I'd say this is one of the more interesting things. So, if anyone here remembers the Brothers Grimm, they are the guys that wrote pretty much every fairy tale you will have ever heard of. A lot of those old school Disney movies like Snow White and Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, they wrote all those. They were extremely famous for it. And I'd assume that most everybody's heard of the Brothers Grimm. Even younger people nowadays, you gotta have still heard of them. So they actually were from here. They lived here in the early 19th century. And hold on, I want to make sure I don't miss this question mark up here. It looks like it's a recruiting agency, so we're gonna let that guy go by. We gotta sneak this over a little bit, otherwise I have to pull out. There we go, got it, perfect. All right, yeah, so the Brothers Grimm lived here in the early 19th century, and they basically wrote pretty much all of their stories here. Not all of them. They did leave eventually, but most of their stories were written while they were living here. And I listed several of them before, but the big ones you would have heard of would be Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood. Hold on, I gotta turn here. Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White, and Sleeping Beauty. Rapunzel. Rapunzel, that's the name of it. Yeah, let down your long hair, and what was that guy? Rumpelstiltskin? Something like that. Yeah, that guy. So they wrote all of those. So what's interesting, though, and what some people might not know is that the original stories were quite a bit more violent than the Disney versions. They contained a lot of stuff that I guess you wouldn't consider appropriate for kids. The Brothers Grimm, I guess they had actually edited some of their earlier stories down because they were particularly bad. They were getting a lot of grief over that. But one of the examples would be like Cinderella. We all know the Cinderella story. You've probably seen the movie, or at least you've heard the story. No, not Cinderella. Snow White. Sorry. Misread my notes. Snow White. We still know that one. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We know all about that one. Well, in the original Snow White, the book, the queen in the book was not Snow White's stepmother. It was her actual mother. And she ordered the huntsman to kill her and bring back her lungs and liver so that she might consume them. that's amazing. And then the story ends with that same queen dancing at Snow White's wedding wearing a pair of red hot iron shoes. And those red hot iron shoes burned her so badly that and I knew I was going to get nailed on that, burned her so badly that she dies from the red hot shoes that she's wearing. So yeah, I don't remember any of that stuff being in the Disney version, but yeah, pretty cool story, I have to say. I don't know if are kids' books that violent nowadays? I don't know. Last one I remember is, like Harry Potter was a big kids' book. I don't remember anything quite like that being in there. So I don't know. You guys tell me. What's your favorite Brothers Grimm fairy tale, and what are some modern ones that are similar, you might say? Because I'm not very up to speed on modern fairy tales and kids stories. I don't know. I thought that was cool. All right, we are leaving Kassel, and our next destination is going to be Hanover, which ought to be an even more awesome city to look at. This city is going to have a viewpoint as well as a photo opportunity, and I think there's a truck dealer and a recruiting agency, so there's a lot to see in this next city. So we'll have a lot to talk about when we get there. We'll go ahead and catch up in a little bit. All right, we have arrived in Hanover, and as I said before, there should be lots to see in this place because we've got a video point, a photograph point right up here that we are going to be checking out. This is pretty interesting. We got like a little, yeah, look at this. All right, hold on. Let's pop out. Let's see what this is. All right, I'm gonna just look around a little bit here. We're gonna get a photo. Hanover Trade Fair. Look at that. That's beautiful. I do remember when I was reading about Hanover, reading about their trade fair. It's pretty interesting, but I didn't write down anything about it, of course. I wrote down a few other things, but I'll look up a couple things and throw them up on the screen for you. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to take a second to get a screenshot because this is it's a great little location for a thumbnail. So I'm going to get one of those and I'll catch right back up with you. All right, I got a couple of good shots. I think one of those is probably going to be the thumbnail for this video. This place is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put up a bunch of info about this because this is actually a pretty big deal for this town. But it didn't. I just didn't. It was kind of like just dry info about it. So I didn't think it was that interesting. So what did I learn about Hanover though while I was reading it? So the first one is they have a really good zoo here, and many of you might be like, well, why is a zoo more interesting than this? Because I like zoos. That's why. I take trips just to go to zoos. So the zoo here is supposed to be one of the best ones in Germany. I've never been to Germany, so I've never been to this, but this seems like if I ever come to Germany, I will probably be visiting this place because I will want to visit the zoo. And I think I'll also visit this place now that I've actually gotten a good look at it. It's pretty darn big and impressive. There's a lot going on here. So yeah, interesting. All right, so what else did I learn? There is one of the things I'm hoping to find as we're driving through like the downtown is there's a lot of sites in this town, and there is a 4-kilometer long strip where there's a red line painted on the road, and that red line basically leads you along to 36 of the most important sites within Hanover. So you follow this 4-kilometer long red line drawn on the road, and you're going to see 36 different sites that are here, which is that's pretty cool that within 4 kilometers you're going to get 36 interesting things to see. I am hoping that when we get around they'll have the red line painted on the road, but we'll see. Is that rain? It looks like it's raining. Yeah, all right, let's pop on our wipers. What else? The other one, and this is a nice pop culture-y one. So Breaking Bad, which I'm hoping everyone here has heard of Breaking Bad. It wasn't on TV that long ago. It was a pretty amazing show. Is in Breaking Bad, the chicken restaurant Los Pollos Hermanos, which was owned by Gus Fring, one of the drug kingpins within that show. It's his fast food chicken restaurant that he uses as a front. The parent company of Los Pollos Hermanos is located in Hanover. So I'd be really amazed if they snuck a Breaking Bad reference into this place, but hey, you never know. That might be something to look out for while we're driving through here. But I doubt it. We'll see. All right, we got a couple miles before we get into the city proper, so we'll catch up when we get in there. All right, we are approaching a viewpoint coming up, a little video viewpoint. It seems to be located in this factory of some sort, so I'm kind of curious what this is going to be about. But something that keeps popping into my mind, this actually is not a factoid about Hanover, but it keeps popping into my head anyway because of the name, is Hanover is also, if anybody is old enough to remember the old heavy metal movie, which is based on Heavy Metal Magazine. That was an old kind of an adult comic, early adult comic magazine thing. Lots of science fiction type of stuff in there, short stories. It was a pretty cool magazine, and they made a movie about it. Well, in that movie there's a skit. It's a series of skits, and there is a skit in there with a character named Hanover Fist, which is, I've always thought, is one of the more interesting character names. And when I saw the name Hanover, it immediately popped into my head, and every time I see it, I keep thinking of it. So I doubt that it was named after this city, but you never know. Maybe it was written by a German. But either way, I thought that was interesting. And this is actually a mine. This is not a factory of some sort, and that is fantastic. Let's get a look at the video here. It looks like you can actually go down there for jobs. We're gonna have to do that someday. Let's shut down, see what they got to show us. Hanover Cement Factory. So not quite a mine. Oh yeah, that's great. I like the animations. It's yeah, you can see the belts, and you can see the whole facility there. Yeah, this is great. I like it. Alright, that was definitely pretty cool. And yeah, it looks like the map has you as you can go down there and pick up jobs down there. So we're not gonna do that right now. But maybe next episode I'll pop over here and deliver some rocks or something from here to somewhere else. I'll take a look at what kind of jobs are available and see if that'll work out. Otherwise, either way, this place is pretty cool. Alright. We're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna get a little further down into the city, and we're gonna next stop is uncovering a recruitment agency and a truck dealer, and hopefully uncovering that red line in the street. I'm really hoping. We'll see. You let me know what you think. You think it's gonna be there or not? There it is. Look at that. What is that called? The red thread is what they call it. I forgot to mention that earlier, but there it is. I gotta tell you, if I was betting and putting money on it, I would have bet that they didn't have it, but I have got to say that is definitely it. It has to be. It's not 4 kilometers long, but that's it. They put it in there. That's fantastic. Like I said, I love those little details, those little things that unless you really look up the city and see what's going on, you're not even going to realize what that little red thing is. Very, very cool. We picked up, there's our recruitment agency. We grabbed the truck. I didn't even notice what the truck dealer was back there. No big deal. All right, so we are heading out of Hanover, and we're going to be going up into Bremen. Now, I do need to stop and rest before I get to Bremen, because I've done you can see we're getting close to tired, fully fatigued. And according to this, I'll pop it up again as I show. See that? 2 hours and 42 minutes, I am going to fall asleep. But the job's we still have another close to 4 hours of driving. So we need to sleep before we get there, which means, unfortunately, we're going to be getting into Bremen when it's dark. But that's okay. We can deal with that. All right, so we will catch up after I get a little bit of rest and we get closer to Bremen. See you soon. And we are now pulling into Bremen, the final city of the episode, as well as the final story of the episode. Now, depending on your sense of wonder and possibly sense of humor, this one maybe is saving the best one for last. So I was looking up Bremen, and lots of little interesting things, but I'm not seeing anything really. Oops, I have to take a left here. I'm not seeing anything that I find all that interesting. Well, until I finally stumbled on this one, and I'm just going to read it to you because this sentence is saying a lot. Bremen is host to one of the 4 big techno parades, the Vision Parade. So I'm parsing that sentence and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, first of all, what is a techno parade? And 2, I'm evidently so out of it that I'm not aware of this thing, that it's big enough for there to be 4 of them. Amazing. So I have to, of course, go and look up what is a techno parade, and it's kind of what it sounds like. Techno is electronic music, and Germany is known for its electronic music, so I suppose this isn't a humongous surprise. But basically, a techno parade is when a bunch of vehicles get in a line and drive down a parade route, and all these vehicles are outfitted with loudspeakers, and those loudspeakers are, obviously from the name, blasting techno music. So I'm picturing this in my head, and I don't think I'd want to see one because, well, maybe, yeah, no, I would. I'd want to see it, but I don't think we'd be able to stay very long. It'd be too loud. But yeah, just that idea is amazing. It kind of reminds me of, cruising when you were younger. You're cruising around with the music all loud and the speakers going, and I guess it's just that turned up to 11 with techno. So absolutely amazing. All right, it looks like we don't have particularly difficult parking here today, so let's go ahead and take that. We'll once again edit this down so that you don't have to watch this. I do think my parking it still stinks, but maybe it's getting a little bit better here and there. And we'll see how this goes. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, not the best, not the worst. Once I figured out you just had to kind of pull around, it wasn't that big a deal. All right, we are late because we took so many side trips and had to sleep, so we lost a little bit of money, but that's okay. It was worth it. Let's see if we're going to get to level 8. No, we did not get to level 8. So, all right, well, that about wraps it up. I thought that was a really, really fun drive. We saw some pretty fun stuff. Why don't you guys leave a comment on what your favorite thing was that we learned, and anything else maybe you can dig up about these cities that we drove through. In the meantime, other than leaving comments, leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate that. All those things really help the channel out. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. And until next time, I'll see you later.